what's the best advice that you could offer listeners, like as far as, you know, we're going into an election season, there's, like I said, there's elections in March. How would you go about getting IDs, like, or what's the best way to prove your ID, or how do they contact your department, your office, to get assistance for those who don't, like my mother-in-law, who don't leave?
Okay.
Things like that, and just best practices for citizens.
Okay, so I think first you want to make sure you're registered to vote. You have to do that 29 days before the election. So A, be registered to vote. B, make sure that you've checked to make sure that your party is the way you wanted it. And sometimes people make mistakes when they go to the DMV particularly, and they're filling out their voter registration there. They may make a mistake, or they, you know, check something inadvertently. So check your signature, check your party with us, because Florida's a closed primary state.
Right.
So with this being closed primary state, if we only have a Republican PPP,
That's
you're
it.
only gonna be able to vote in that.
And if you're not
Republican.
affiliated with either party, you can't jump
Right.
into any PPP. You have
Right.
to, you gotta pick a point.
Right,
Okay.
and so, but you can, again, anybody can vote, nonpartisan, can vote on these nonpartisan races, so NPAs and minor parties. But, yeah, if it's a partisan race, you've gotta be a member of that for the primaries. So check your party to make sure it's correct. Also check your polling location, because if you're gonna vote on election day, polling locations change all the time. Oftentimes because a polling location has said, I no longer wanna be a polling location, or we're going to be doing construction, or what have you, for whatever reason. So we don't want someone to go to the wrong polling location, now they're irritated. We want happy voters, right? We want a happy voter. And if you had to go to the wrong place, now you're an irritated voter, and you may not even go to the second place, now you've lost your opportunity to vote. So we want you to check, you can call our office, check online, check your voter ID card, make sure you're going to your right location. Have your ID with you, so that you don't have to vote a provisional ballot. Those are all really important things. If you choose to vote by mail, you have to make that request 12 days before the election.
And then how do they do that? Because I guess that was probably a good piece of information. If you want to vote by mail, how do you do it?
So you can call our office, you can go online, or you can fill out a request form, and you'll have to provide, like I said, either your social, or the last four of your social, or your Florida ID or driver's license, that we can confirm that it's you.
What website would it be?
Yeah.
That would be votepalmbeach.gov.
VotePalmBeach.gov.
And you'll be able to just do your request, and once we be able to confirm that it's you, then you'll have a request on file, and that request is good for the whole election cycle.
Right, and what
That's
is the
the
phone
phone
number to call?
561-656-6208. That will take you directly to the vote by mail department.
So look, folks, there's no reason not to vote, and I know I have a lot of fun with this just because I find elections interesting, but this is your right, and you should take it serious. And you live in one of the few states where it actually matters.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, it's not predetermined what the result is going to be.
Absolutely not.
I mean, I would say that there's a good portion of the states that really don't have that benefit.
Right.
But this is your chance to pick the candidate that makes sense to you. So we encourage you to vote. We encourage you to take the public tour.
Please do.
And so they can find out that information on the website as well.
Or they can call our office, and when we do have the next one, public tour set, we will be advertising it on our website. I'll tell you, they do fill out very quickly.
Yeah, I know, that'd be fun.
We've had a couple thousand people go through already.
Wow, yeah, that's awesome. You guys get to see how everything's calculated.
And that's the same number that they vote by
I
mail
think you can
number?
go
Is
to,
that a different number?
votepalmbeach.gov is the website where we will advertise it.
Mhm.
They can also call the main number, which is 561-656-6200. And people will let them know when we have the next tour set up.
Okay.
Yeah, I've had the pleasure of being on the tarmac when President Trump landed,
Oh, wow.
which is so much fun because they're all lunatics are out there. It's great. Like, because they're all dressed up. It's a big party. You know, he shows up. He's like, da-da-da-da, you know, he comes down, and of course they say he's going to talk to us, but I had the one day he didn't want to talk. He didn't want to talk. He was out. So, but it was worth it. Anyway, we want to thank you so much for joining us.
No, absolutely. I mean, I really appreciate your time and coming down and sharing and educating our listeners on what really goes on. And again, thank you so much.
Thank you. If I could throw in one more.
Sure.
One more thing, and that is.
You're free, do whatever.
We always need good poll workers.
Mhm.
Poll workers are paid positions.
Okay.
So people sometimes think, oh, they're volunteer. It is a lot of work, there's no question. But it is, we
What does a
train.
poll worker do?
I know, well, I just I can't let this go by me.
Okay.
That's just, Mark, okay. We're not gonna let you become a poll worker, okay?
No, I'm feeling like I need to be a poll worker, but yeah.
Yes.
Well, we don't want you swinging on any poles or
You
anything.
don't want me intimidating you.
No, I wasn't
Well,
going
I
that
will take you as a
direction.
poll worker. Yeah. So what we need is we
No,
just.
go ahead, I don't
good-
want to make like,
yeah,
yeah.
Good dedicated people. It's a long day. It's a 14-hour day.
Mhm.
And we do the training, but they are paid
Paid
positions. And, you can, for people who have concerns about the integrity of an election, one way to assure that is actually work it yourself.
There you
So
go.
you can come and we'll train you, give you all the background training you need, and then you will actually be assigned to a polling location. And we will always try to get one as close to your home as possible. And you can learn about it. And so we always need new poll workers, so please encourage your listeners,
Yeah.
especially if they're interested, it's a great civic duty, it's a good way to see your neighbors and.
It's way
and to
better than
know.
jury duty.
We definitely pay more than
More than
jury
jury,
duty,
yeah.
yeah, so it ranges from about $200 to about $350 for the position for that election.
That's nice.
So, yeah, absolutely. So
Well,
some
now
of
you
you
know with your
Super Jam
wife.
listeners out there, if you're interested in becoming a poll worker,
Go right to our
just-
website.
Exactly, and do that. But I'm not gonna encourage Jimmy or Black, so.
No, I think Jimmy Black should be.
Should be
Yeah,
poll workers.
We're gonna get you poll workers.
All right.
By the time we're done, you're gonna have a Super Jams be out there.
Love it.
Working the polls,
You know, with
right?
our Super Jam shirts.
Excellent.
All right, well, Wendy,
Thank
is there
you.
anything else you'd like to add?
Sure.
That does it, I appreciate it. And
You're
if there are
wonderful.
any questions, our office is there to serve,
Yeah.
and so we do want to answer questions people have, because we want you to have accurate information,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Not the information that's being fed out there that may be inaccurate.
But what I would like to say though, I'm sure we probably get some follow-up questions after you're gone
Sure.
or further down when folks call in and have some questions. Maybe we can contact you because
Sure.
we know it's been challenging to get you out of that office. I think something happened to this, how should I say it? Each time you were scheduled to come down here, something happened where you had to be back in Washington.
Oh, really? Oh.
Each time there we go, she's got to be in Washington.
Oh, other people have
because of
scheduled
that.
me, so I
Yeah,
didn't
that's-
know.
It was just
Wendy's like,
something.
I don't know where I have to be. I
Well,
just
well, I
show
mean,
up where
Oh,
the
it's
place.
true,
I know,
I'm
but I
calling
was-
you every day and tells me where to go.
I was really concerned because of what's going on now with the government shutdown and all these other things, if they were gonna call you in for another meeting out there or something like that,
No, we're not part of that, because we're
Okay.
county funded.
Did
but-
the government
Okay.
shut down? Listen, I don't pay attention to anything.
Sure.
I used to live, I could tell you every candidate and their argument, but now I don't care. I literally like, whatever.
But I know,
just-
right,
Yeah.
If you get questions, you
Sure.
can, a couple things, I'm happy to come back if you want to
Oh,
have me back.
absolutely,
Or,
absolutely.
you can also, if it's something you want to get out quickly,
Yeah.
you could just email us and tell us the questions your voters had, and we can email you
Right,
back with the
right.
information. Or you can call me, I mean, I would say we want to be able to
Yeah.
answer the questions for people.
Well, and as we get closer to the elections, and that's why I'm happy you gave that open invitation there, because
Absolutely.
as we get closer to the elections, I'm sure a lot more questions are gonna be asked. And folks are
Absolutely.
gonna feel uncomfortable in certain ways, so they wanna know what the do's and the don'ts are,
Sure.
so.